Hi, everyone. Welcome. Good afternoon to each and every person on. I see that we have 38 individuals on. Welcome to another lunch hour session in the JCS Preferred Partner Webinar Series. My name is Cheryl Ann Thomas Scott, and I'm the Marketing Officer here with the JCS, and I will be your host this afternoon. So I'm going to give everyone a few minutes to do, well, actually 60 seconds to do one thing, which is either to refill your cup of coffee, grab your tea, have your lunches warmed up. Well, I hope you already have. I don't know if they can warm up in a minute, but I'm going to give you a minute to do just that because I want to ensure that everyone is relaxed and ready to join our engaging session with our two guests from the NCB. So I'm giving you literally 60 seconds to do just that, and we will get started. All right? All right, so I gave everybody a minute to grab what they needed to grab the water bottle, coffee, whatever it is. And so we're gonna get started this afternoon. And as I shared, I have with me two guests. We have two gentlemen, and actually these are our first two male presenters on the series since we started in October. So good stuff for us this afternoon. So I have with me, joining us really for this session, Gregory Peart, and he's a sales and relationship manager for NCB. And I also have with me, and Ariel, don't eat me if I miss and chop this name, but it's Ariel Rochwerger, CEO at Fygaro, and they will be speaking on the topic leveraging technology to transform your business. Did I get it correct, Ariel?
Pretty close. You're good.
Okay, close. All right. Well, so let me introduce the gentlemen that I have with me. So firstly, I start off with Ariel. Now, Ariel is an entrepreneur who has identified this gap, and the gap that we're talking about is access to e-commerce technologies that are inexpensive and accessible for entrepreneurs and MSMEs in the Central America and Caribbean region. And he has identified this gap and is focused on facilitating access to e-commerce for the region. After studying in New Orleans, USA, and Toronto, Canada, where he saw how technology was revolutionizing the business part and helping local businesses, he tasked himself to find a solution. And well, the solution he found was Fygaro. And he'll be speaking more about the solution, and also a bit further about how you as small business owners can utilize this platform. Digital media and e-commerce professional, he's also an advertiser and entrepreneur with a passion for technology and has more than 5 years of experience in this field. So that's Ariel for you, introducing Ariel. And then moving on to Gregory Peart. So Gregory Peart is He possesses over 15 years experience in financial services and has helped businesses across all sectors improve their acceptance of and making payments electronically. He is widely regarded as a payments expert and currently leads the NCB Merchant Sales and Relationship team. So these are the two gentlemen I have with me this afternoon and who will be leading out in really a dialogue. So I hope that you are prepared to really have a conversation with these gentlemen. Drop your questions in the chat and we will answer during the Q&A, but feel free to share your comments as we go along so we can have a really engaging conversation this afternoon. So over to you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cheryl. Would you be able to start with one of the videos?
Sure. Give me a minute. Okay. And let me know if you are seeing my screen.
Yes, I am.
Are you able to hear it?
No audio.
Are you hearing the audio?
No.
No. Okay, let's go again.
Shortly after leaving UTech, I decided to give entrepreneurship a shot. I began selling stainless steel jewelry on the sidewalk in Halfway Tree. I reinvested my money into the business and got a vehicle. I was selling from the back of my vehicle when I received an NCB MPOS machine, which greatly added to my business. Fast forward, 2 years later, from the sidewalk, I now have a small store inside Park Plaza in Halfway Tree and a website template from NCB. I am proud to say that I'm also a new homeowner, having just received a mortgage through NCB. Having launched my website from NCB, I have seen increased sales and I now have 1 employee. In times like these, it is a great business solution to provide quality service to customers and to decrease physical contact. The most valuable element of NCB's Fygaro is being able to make money in your sleep, and that is priceless.
All right, and we'll play another one.
As a new mom, having the features of the Fygaro and NCB behind me allowed me to spend more time with my kids during the day. With being able to generate invoices, send emails requesting payments any time of day, I was able to spend the daytime watching my kids, which to me, I think is like priceless. Those moments you can't take back. And having the flexibility of being able to work 24 hours a day so that I can spend time with them when they're awake was something that I'm so grateful for, and to have that opportunity to be able to still work from home, still have my business continue, and to be able to spend time with my kids. If you consider there's a silver lining to this pandemic or to COVID-19 coming to Jamaica, it's me being able to spend time with them. Sad literally had just gone back to work from maternity leave and COVID hit. But now I'm back home and I get to enjoy them and, see them hit their milestones. It's a great feeling.
Would you like me to play one more or we'll go right ahead?
We'll go right ahead.
Yes, that one, we need a little break from that last one.
Yeah, so that is actually the whole story behind digital transformation. So people have businesses.
Good afternoon again, everyone. Just so you can hear me clearly, correct?
Yes, I
Yes.
think you both were speaking at the same time. Are you guys hearing each other?
Yes, I can now.
I'm not hearing Ariel, but I can hear you.
Oh,
Okay, can you hear me, Cheryl?
yes, I'm hearing you.
So I'm hearing Cheryl, but I'm not hearing Ariel.
Oh, not sure what's happening there. All right. So what I'm gonna do is moderate in this case. So we're gonna go ahead then. Let me allow Ariel was speaking first. Who is sharing the screen? Was it Gregory? Gregory, you can go right ahead.
All right. All right. So we're gonna good afternoon again, everyone. So we're gonna talk about e-commerce, and very quickly, what's e-commerce? So we all know about email, right? So let's go back to when we used to send regular mail, when you used to have pen pal, and you package a letter in the envelope and you send it off. And then there was a digital way to do that. You no longer needed to buy a stamp or anything. Could have done it via email and electronic way. Similarly, you have commerce, which commerce has been taking place since time immemorial, where you used to have paper, you had gold coins. No, we're doing it electronically. So it's the buying and selling of goods and services. So that's why it's called e-commerce, just the electronic part of commerce. So why e-commerce? Well, the business case is already made, given that, especially now with COVID, where we're trying to do everything more remotely, and people want added convenience, they want safety, and they want protection, while still buying and selling, you need e-commerce. From a business owner's perspective, it's really do or die right now, because if you're not meeting your customers electronically, whether it's over Facebook or WhatsApp or Instagram, your competitors will be meeting those customers. So you're going to lose your market share. So it's particularly important that you meet your customers where they are, which is on the online space. So I'm not going to talk too much about NCB solutions right now, given that we have Ariel here, and I want us to get an opportunity to hear from him. But essentially, at NCB, our solutions, which have a wide setup, which includes what Ariel offers, is that we help companies never to miss a sale online, no matter the size of the business, no matter if you are a mom and pop or you're a large corporation or government entity. NCB is the number one in e-commerce. We've been doing e-commerce for many years, many years. In fact, out of the solutions that we have, even predates COVID, or our partnership with Fygaro, which Ariel will speak to, predates COVID as well. But nothing happens before it's time. People have gotten more aware of the need to buy online and to sell online. So it has even made it the value proposition even stronger with COVID. So what we'll be sharing with you today is our goal, which is to assist you. We're going to assist you in transforming your business, or your business can leverage the technology to actually be more impactful, to increase your sales, to increase your profitability. So what we're covering is what is e-commerce and how your business can benefit, NCB's e-commerce solutions, and how you could even launch your e-commerce store without having a website, and then the next steps. So I'm going to hand over to Ariel as he speaks now. Ariel, I'll be a little bit challenging that it seems as if I'm not hearing you, but I'll be guided by Cheryl, who is able to hear.
All right. Well, we'll try to make the best of it. So thank you, everybody, for joining and for the invitation.
I'm here.
Okay.
So e-commerce has become the mainstream. And
okay, well, the great thing is that it seems as if the attendees can hear all of us. I'm not sure if Ariel can hear me.
He's hearing you loud and clear. Go right ahead, Ariel.
Thank you. So as Gregory was mentioning, COVID has changed how things work. Before COVID, e-commerce was seen as an alternative, a new revenue source, something complementary to our main business. However, nowadays, it has become the mainstream. As Gregory was saying, it's do or die. So basically, e-commerce is the way of keeping our businesses running. As an entrepreneur, I found myself in a similar situation as most of you. I had a business, I had to run it, and I was focusing most of my day on the daily tasks of running a business, sending out invoices, doing the accounting, speaking out to customers. And what we have found in the region, Central America, Caribbean, even North America and South America, is that with e-commerce, we can automate your businesses. We can improve the experience that both our customers and our personnel have and create a robust infrastructure to propel our businesses even farther. Nowadays, the main question is, how can e-commerce help? Why should I do it? Is it really for me? And the honest answer is, this is for everybody. Even if you're doing services, digital goods, or selling products locally or internationally, e-commerce will help you transform your business. And this is not just me saying it. We have seen a 46% increase month over month, and this is just from last month to October, increase in volume of sales for our merchants. That's an incredible number, even throughout the region, on Europe, the US. These are incredible numbers, and this is from the Caribbean and Central America. So what this means is that while not doing e-commerce, we're leaving out business. We're losing money, basically. So starting out strong and fresh, it's going to be a great start. It's not losing our market share, and it's getting in front of our competitors. It doesn't matter the product you're offering. E-commerce is going to help you automate your business. It's going to help you create an even larger database of customers and transform your business digitally. And that's just the first step. From there, we can expand all the way to all the different things that you hear about digital marketing, about WhatsApp marketing, social commerce, and all sorts of different offerings. So to start off, the digital e-commerce thing. So e-commerce is a way of accepting payments online. And what we have come up with is a partnership with NCB to make it easier and faster for you. Cheryl, I see some people on the chat saying that they are not hearing. I'm not sure if it's me or to anybody.
I am not sure. I have asked. Okay, there are some who are saying they're hearing, and there's some that aren't hearing. So I don't want to pause to ask you guys to both rejoin. I'd be more comfortable with asking some of the participants to just
listen to what Miss Sam is saying.
I'm also hearing a few.
Sit down with Miss Sam. I'm coming.
I'm hearing a few persons, which is typically not the okay. So yes. So the recommendation to every person that may be having a challenge hearing all three of us is to just log out and reconnect. I think it may just, I'm not sure what's happening. That's never happened before. So try and reconnect if you're having an issue. All right, we're hearing great. Perfect. So, go right ahead.
I wasn't able to hear Ariel earlier, but I've logged out in and I can now hear him. So I'm good now.
All right.
All right, perfect. So go ahead.
Awesome. Thank you. So we'll continue again. So as I was saying, digital transformation, it's a key step into making your business work 24/7 from anywhere. As you were seeing on Janelle's story, you can work from your house, from the beach, from anywhere in the world, and keep your business up and running and selling and reaching new customers that you wouldn't even think they were possible to reach beforehand. So while using e-commerce, there are two different ways of seeing at it. There is the traditional way, which is launching a website and having your online store with your products or services online. And there is the new way that Fygaro is pushing throughout the Caribbean together with NCB. And it is the non-traditional e-commerce. So it's selling through social commerce or Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, or basically anywhere you have the access to the internet, and allowing your customer to make the purchase whenever they are. So if we go back to the theory, in the marketing side, if we have to convince the customer with a sale, it is going to be harder to get him to agree to buy from us. But with e-commerce, when we start appearing on Google searches, when we start appearing on the Facebook feed, we stop creating that friction between buying and selling, and we make the customer feel that they are the ones choosing. So we are creating an ecosystem for them to find the products, be able to choose what they want, when they want it, where they want it, and make the purchase straight to their house. the second key transformation point is that we, from the Central America Caribbean region, we seek out for the US. We look for what's the trend in the first world, how they are treating the staff. And we didn't have the technology available. But with the technology and solutions that both Fygaro and NCB are putting at hand for you in Jamaica, we are bringing those technologies, those experiences right here to your home. So we enable for your customers, both domestically and internationally, to experience the same level of technology, of transformation and service that you would have with a company in the US. So that's kind of like the main part of why digital transformation is so important right now, and how you can start transforming your business and starting with e-commerce, with or without a website, in just a few minutes. So one of the key elements here, and Gregory will be able to speak about it, is how creating an e-commerce ecosystem will allow you to even create a more healthy financial situation. You'll be able to have access to different banking products. You'll have the money digitally on your account, and you'll be able to start using it more wisely and more in a timely manner, without having that cash at hand in your office that can get lost. So this is a key security element that will help you also transform and increase the speed at which you sell and you grow your business.
Ariel, if I may interject right now, so that's very true. Because at NCB, what we do is that we look at your flow through your merchant services to give you pre-approved loans and at very concessional rates as well. So it makes it easier for you to access working capital, to reinvest in your business, to retool, so you can even be able to serve more customers. So it's particularly important when a business look at all the options that they can access capital at a lower cost. And the beauty about what's happening in Jamaica now is that before we had a challenge with not enough consumers on e-commerce, but with more financial institutions issuing the branded debit cards, for example, the credit unions, they've moved, for by and large, they've moved to MasterCard debit. So now you have those persons who can access business customers online to make purchases. And you also have banks such as NCB and many other banks that are issuing branded cards where you can purchase online now. So it's a right time where the merchants' customers can purchase online. And one of the great things that I'd want you to talk about, Ariel, is that with your solution as well, the other pain point that is solved is the shipping, because that has been another pain point for merchants. Because what we found is that historically, business customers would get set up on e-commerce and that's it, nothing happens because customers don't come to the site or they have a challenge with the logistic management. So I'll ask that you speak about that, Ariel.
All right, definitely. So the whole Fygaro platform and offering started as a necessity from our own marketing and software developer company. And that key element of logistics wasn't just in our radar. We found out about it when we were already live. So about 2 years into the market, where we were already throughout the Caribbean serving and helping companies sell online, we realized that the idea that we have of how e-commerce and how our businesses work need more elements. So there is something called the last mile delivery, which is what most couriers do. They bring the package all the way to your client's door. So from door to door services. So logistics services became a crucial part within the Fygaro ecosystem. So if you go out and you develop your own website, you're going to have a web store that can sell and take payments most likely, and you will get the orders and everything. But connecting it to your logistics provider like DHL, or creating curbside pickup options, or even connecting to local post options, just creates a whole new level of automation and customer service levels. So basically with Fygaro, we create a one-stop shop, a holistic solution where you have all the tools you need, from your accounting and invoicing all the way to the logistics component. So you'll be able to keep track of all the different orders, see if they are coming from a payment button, a web store, a phone order, and that is going to connect either to DHL, or you can create your custom shipping options, and you'll be able to start sending out the shipments, keeping track of things, and making sure that all your packages arrive all the way to your customer's door. And it doesn't end there. So if you're selling digital products, you're going to tell me like, okay, but that won't work. I won't send a CD or a Zoom access or a webinar like this one. So we have also developed a digital good delivery system. So basically, if you sell out Zoom classes, I don't know, doctor's appointment, telemedicine, or you're doing some sort of video promotion or selling photography, you can actually have the system send out a link after they have paid. So once the customer completes payment, the system can automatically ship out via email the order and complete delivery for you. So this is completely automated. You can be sleeping, you can be eating, you can be on a boat ride, and basically Fygaro and other partners like DHL or the local courier that you use are going to take care of processing those orders and reaching those final customers. So yeah, logistics is a key component. And the most important thing is that it's not natural for companies to think about it. You have to create a process on how you will handle those orders. When you sell online, it's not just like having your retail store and you have the 9-to-5 schedule. With e-commerce, you can have 24/7 sales throughout the whole year. So orders can be coming in at 1 a.m., 5 a.m., 10 p.m., or any time of day. And you'll need to create a schedule or a workaround so that your time on the store has different time slots for taking care of those orders, packaging them, preparing them, and coordinating those deliveries. Most of which is going to be automated by the system, but you still need to keep track of things and make sure that you adapt your business schedule, your business workflow to cover for those logistics components.
Okay, thanks for sharing that, Ariel. And I can tell you that one of the things that customers love about is just the simplicity and the ease. It doesn't feel like something else to manage or something else to do. The fact that it's integrated makes it very, very easy. DHL would just come and pick up the item from you and then deliver it to your customer. And that's something that we're working on building out as well. So the other pain point that customers have had is from the inventory management is the out of stock. You know, they don't know when the out of stock or in stock. You know, it's not like the brick and mortar. If you are selling a product and you have it on the shelf, you know you have it. One of the beauty of the solution as well is that it has that inventory management piece where if it's out of stock, you know, and you know it won't be sold. So I don't know what was the insight that gave you that, Ariel, to say let's build everything to be included. You want to share on that?
Yeah, so basically, the whole idea on Fygaro is that everything is there, it's ready. There is no integration, no nothing to do. Basically, just sign up and you can start using it. When we talk about logistics, we are building integration to local offerings so that you can use your preferred domestic shipping option. And when you're talking about DHL, we have a special partnership throughout the region. So basically, with your export account number, or even if you don't have one, you can request an account from DHL directly from your Fygaro account, and the magic happens. We connect and we do everything: the shipping label, the export bill, etc. On the other side, for the bank components, we are natively integrated to NCB as well. So all your payment acceptance, it's going to be and flowing automatically. We handle everything on the back. There is no development needed, no coding, and it makes simplicity. So the idea behind this and why I sidetracked here is by signing up with a solution like Fygaro and using a partner like NCB for your payments, the whole business can streamline. You can sign up, you don't have to do any coding, no developer, no nothing, no complexity. You just sign up and you can start selling in a few days. As soon as your account is ready with the bank, we connect it on the back end and notify you, and everything starts flowing. So it's crucial times. We're approaching Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Christmas season. So it's the right time to do the next step and start trying out e-commerce. Even if you don't want a website, you can start out with social commerce. So use your social media, Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp. And the next step for that is that even if you are just selling, with these tools, you can connect it and also ship the products at the end. So your customers are not left hanging, waiting for days or months, and your workload won't increase as much because most of the process is going to be integrated. So simplicity is key. You have to simplify your processes, but at the same time, you need to look for tools that will simplify those processes for you.
So I know Sherry wants to come in, but I just want to pause here for a moment. Would you say that Fygaro is for everyone? And if so, why or why not?
All right, that's a very interesting question. And we have always said that it is not for everyone. So there are going to be companies that need a very complex system that is custom built directly for them. But however, we have been amazed about the different things people have done with our platform. So when we started off, we were doing an event in Trinidad and Tobago. We had about 6 months from our launch. And we were focused on service providers and small retailers. We thought that was the only thing possible to be used for. And when we were at the event, after it finished, we presented the whole solution. The photographer that was hired for the event approached me and he was like, why can I use it? Like, this would work for me amazingly. And we were like, tell me how. Like, how could e-commerce invoicing help you as a photographer? And he started sharing us like, hey, my main problem is that customers from abroad hire me. They come to Trinidad, Jamaica, anywhere, and they have my service and then they have to pay me. So international wires, and they don't want to do it until I have the photos and send them to them. And most of the times I send the photos, but nobody comes back to me with the money. So basically with a solution like this, you don't need a website, you don't need a payment button, you just need the invoices. He sends them out to the customer, they pay with their credit or debit card, and they are safe to know that if the photographer doesn't turn off the product, so they don't turn in the photos, they can put a complaint at the bank and show, hey, like I paid, but I never got my product. And on his side, he is safe to know that he has already gotten the payment and he will be able to send out the product without losing the money. So from there, we started seeing different companies using it, from people selling out voodoo dolls to supermarkets in Jamaica to mega stores throughout the Caribbean using it for B2B, B2C sales. So we now have a wide array of customers using it for telemedicine, how do you call it? Charter airplanes rentals, boat rentals, jet ski rentals, retail stores, furniture stores, as you saw, Janelle, jewelry, as you saw as well in the videos, and virtually any business can now do e-commerce. So it depends on how flexible you are and how you want to implement e-commerce. Anyone can use it, or if you need very specific things that we might not have because we are a platform for everybody, and your particular business might have a specific need or a specific calculation, then for those cases, it might not be the best fit. But still, I would encourage everybody to speak to our support team. They'll be able to sit down, analyze, and provide feedback and help with what would be the best solution, or if it's not us.
All right, so thanks for that feedback. I don't know if we have anything else that we want to present, but folks have a lot of questions. I'm getting questions privately. There are a lot of questions. So we're going to have to try and get through them as best as we can. So, so let me start off with some of the questions. So Norval from Digitalawa sent me a whole host of questions. So he may have to talk to you guys personally one-on-one. But let me go off with some of them. So what's the process to integrate NCB e-commerce on a client platform? PayPal and Stripe are easy, accessible options. So why can't this service be readily accessible to clients within the Caribbean region? So I'm just gonna ask them, and you can, because we sort of clarified some of this, but you can go ahead with answering that. Let me just give you all of his questions and he will answer them together. What CMS can this be integrated with? And is this compatible to WooCommerce. So let me know which of you guys want to take it. Gregory,
I'll take it.
Ariel, go ahead.
All right. So WooCommerce is basically a web store builder plugin for WordPress, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you won't be able to use Fygaro on WooCommerce. You can use Fygaro on WordPress, what we call the payment buttons. You can integrate them there. However, if you are doing a WooCommerce website or starting off, you don't have anything existing, I would advise checking out with the free trial the Fygaro shop solution that we have. So that's going to allow you to launch a full-on website already integrated to NCB, to shipping courier options, to discount codes, inventory management, invoicing, and all the different tools that you're going to need for a successful e-commerce. And they are built in. So there is no coding, no setup, no nothing needed. So I'll encourage you to try it before going to WooCommerce. And I should say, because I saw that the question is from a marketing agency or developer agency. So we are actually working on an expansion on our websites module that is going to allow more customization for developers and agencies to be able to create their own custom solutions. So stay tuned for that for later this year, because that's going to provide you a better solution than a WooCommerce or Wix or some of the other alternatives that will require you a lot of work, that they are not PCI DSS compliant, which means that they don't abide by the card industry standards for how to handle credit card payments and all of that. And it's not 3D secured. So I will encourage check on that. Our solution will work with WordPress. So those are payment buttons. You can integrate them. There are several different options. You can copy and paste the link. You can copy and embed a code and create like a little buy button, like the ones you see from PayPal on other sites. So we have something similar. Or you can integrate it on the back so that it sends the details to our system. We capture the amount that you need to pay and take care of the rest. So there are different options and alternatives. We'll need to analyze product by product to be able to better assist you on what's best for you.
All right, so thanks for that. So that may have answered a couple persons. Michael, that may have answered your question. Norval, that may have answered your question as well. Damian asked, how do I sign up?
Okay, so I just dropped a link on in the chat, www.jncb.com/e-commerce. You can visit there to sign up, and you also see the number of solutions that we offer. You'll see the NCB payment buttons, which is what Ariel was referring to, as well as the NCB website templates. That's what he was referring to as well. We also have other solutions which are more customized solutions, and we also offer marketplace solutions. So there are a number of options, and each one isn't for everyone. So it's to determine which one is best based on your business and the direction that you're going in. As Ariel said, we've seen where at the onset, we didn't think that this was best for large corporates, but we've also seen where some large corporates have taken like the payment buttons, like the travel agencies and the car rental companies, major car rental companies. They no longer want you to call in and tell them their card details to enter over the phone. They'll just send you a payment button. While some of them also have a website. So it depends heavily on your business. But visit that page and we'll assist you. But there's also some details on the page to also guide you as well.
All right. So thanks for that, Gregory. So another question, I got this one privately. Deandra is asking, so the logistics integration with DHL, is this at a discounted rate? And is there ability to add other courier services?
All right. So yes, DHL does offer some discounted rates to Fygaro customers if you open the account through our system. So that will reach out a special DHL team, and they will contact you within 24, 48 hours with information on how to open the account, rates, and get to know your business better. We do enable you to connect to other services. We have what we call custom shipping rates. So you can create your custom courier options or pickup options or any other delivery that you need. And we are working together with NCB on bringing more domestic shipping options. Those should be up sometime in Q1 next year.
Okay, thanks for that. Another question, and you may have touched on this, but maybe just clarify. Is it possible to do a migration from Shopify to Fygaro? I heard the response WooCommerce, so does that apply?
All right. So migrating from Shopify to Fygaro is the smart option, and not because I'm selling Fygaro, but it's because you're gonna save a lot of money. All right, so you won't be charged a percentage per sale from Fygaro as you do from Shopify, and you'll be able to get your money or your funds directly deposited into NCB or domestically. So that's a great advantage. As far as the migration, so you can migrate your customers, your products, your inventory, but when it comes to the website itself and how it looks, templates are property of Shopify, so we cannot actually migrate those, but you can actually build one with our pre-built template gallery within 5 minutes. And with the new update that is coming out soon, you can actually try to make them match as close as possible to whatever you would need. So the answer is yes and no. You can migrate some parts, others you can't, but our team will be behind you, helping you get set up and ready in no time. So it's a quick fix, it's a quick migration, and you can actually probably get an improved template for the region. So we are Caribbean and Central American based, and all of our templates are optimized for a region to improve for mobile usability and low internet connections.
Okay, and just to add on to that question, something you touched on, what is the cost then for Fygaro? What is the pricing system that you use if it's not percentage for the different transaction, not based on transaction rate, but what is your structure?
Right, so we have a monthly fee. So it's basically a fee that starts on $14.99 US per month and 25 cents per transaction, which is the gateway component. So I've seen in the comments people saying FACID and all of that. That's the gateway fee. It's a third-party company, and they charge 25 cents per transaction, and it's what allows us to send the money to your local bank. What's the difference? So with a Shopify, you will get charged on top of those 25 cents, a percentage, usually 1 to 2% on the total amount of the sale, additional to whatever the bank, PayPal, or any processor that they're using will charge. So it just increases heavily the amount that you are paying them.
Okay.
So I want to, Cheryl, I'd love to jump in on 2 questions I'm seeing Leon and Jeremy asking.
Go ahead.
So, but I want to build on what Ariel was saying first. So when you accept your transactions on the website, up to 4 p.m. each day, the funds are credited to your account the next day, your NCB, either US or JMD account. So if your goods or services are priced in US, then it will be going to your US account if you have a US account with NCB. Or if it's in price in Jamaica, then it goes to your Jamaican account the next working day. There are charges, and first I want to tell you to answer Leon's question about what's FAC. FAC is First Atlantic Commerce. That is our gateway provider that allows for the transactions to be done. So all the transactions are secure. They're PCI secure. They're 3DS secure as well. So you have that peace of mind and safety knowing that your cardholder data is not exposed. And also, you will get the FAC ID from NCB. The process is that once you'd have completed on the link there, then we'd have reached out to you, meet up with you, sign the documents, and we'd have given you Fygaro your FAC ID, and then Fygaro will get you set up, and that is done within a number of days. That's set up, and then you can literally accept payments within several days. You can accept payments online from start to finish. That is the general process. As someone was asking about the fees, to get set up from start, you need to have either a debit card, a branded debit card, or a credit card to pay an activation fee, which is 60 US. And then once you pay that on Fygaro.com, and then you'd have gotten approved, and then you're doing a transaction. There's a gateway fee, which Ariel mentioned, and there's also a merchant discount rate, which is a percentage of the transaction value. So that would be debited from your account. So when you get paid the next working day, if you made sales of 10,000 Jamaican, as a deposit to your account, you'll see the 10,000 Jamaican. And then afterwards, you see commission, which will be the merchant discount rate, and you see GCT as a debit, and then the net amount will remain in your bank account.
All right, thanks for sharing that. That was very detailed, guys. So I hope you at least jotted down some of the key points that Gregory just mentioned for all those who are listening and had that very same question. So I'm gonna push through and see how quickly. We have a few minutes left, so let me see if there are other questions you can answer. Is there the flexibility of cash on delivery option for the website or any manual payment option for users?
All right, so we were actually thinking on working on that feature. However, COVID came in along, and cash on delivery is just against all recommendations right now. It increases more risk of losing the money. It increases risk of contact and transmission. So currently, we're not adding support for that, and we recommend against it. So what we're doing is offering the e-commerce solution, which is very safe. So we're a PCI DSS platform. As Greg was saying, we have 3D Secure, which is kind of like an insurance for the merchant to make sure that the transaction is coming from that customer particularly. And it's also an insurance for the customer that makes sure that if it's not them, the transaction won't go through. So e-commerce has become very secure. In Jamaica, it is growing incredibly. So I would encourage giving it a try before moving to alternative pseudo e-commerce options like cash and delivery or ACH or wire transfers. I would encourage trying out the e-commerce option, and you will see how things start running smoothly and automatically.
Okay, thanks for that. And another question here. So this is more to you, Gregory. How reliable will the platform be? In recent times, NCB has had several outages. How will this affect my e-commerce store with the NCB payment gateway?
Okay, so very good question, and I can understand as a business customer, I'd be very concerned about downtime as well. What I say is that downtime can be for a number of reasons. It could be a challenge with our telecom provider. It could be anything independent of e-commerce, for example, anything independent of the systems that support e-commerce. So I can't tell you that you'll never have downtime, but the downtime on e-commerce is very limited because they don't have a lot of the dependencies that you have with like a point of sale where you might have a SIM in the mobile machine, and if it's raining heavily, it affects your ability to send out the data on the mobile terminal. And we try to keep that downtime very minimal because we know that there are a lot of major and small customers who depend on us as well, like a lot of the government entities. They trust NCB for their e-commerce solutions. A lot of small customers as well who have no options, they trust NCB. So we know a lot of people depend on us.
All right, thanks for that. So there are a number of questions, and please forgive me if I do miss a few questions, but I have gotten the same question more than once, even though answered. So I'm going to ask you to just touch on it a little bit further. Can we integrate Wix, WordPress, or WooCommerce with websites with Fygaro? Just to reiterate that and just to be clear on that point.
All right, so if you have a Wix website, a WordPress website, Squarespace website, or you develop your own HTML website that doesn't have e-commerce or payment capabilities, we do have an option called payment buttons. So we have the product payment buttons and the custom payment buttons. Those are going to give you flexibility and allow you to sell from your existing site without doing much. There is no coding needed. It's basically copy and paste and everything starts working. However, it's going to be limited. So it's not just as having your own website fully built on Fygaro, where you'll have like your full shopping cart option, product options, kind of like size, colors, or versions of the product, discounts, and all of that. So there are differences in what you can do with a payment button or not. But in summary, yes, you can use Fygaro to accept payments from your existing site with our payment buttons. So we have tutorials that will guide you for the different platforms, Wix, Squarespace, WordPress, on how to implement our payment buttons. But if you're looking at having a website, I would definitely encourage not considering those and trying out on the free trial the Fygaro shop solution, so that you don't have to handle the hosting, the certificates, the PCI scanning, and all those complexities that will just increase your cost and time, versus a solution that is ready built and will help you with everything. But both options are available. So we have the payment buttons that you can use on all those platforms.
All right, thanks for that. So one last question, because we're gonna wrap up, but this has been a very engaging session. I will ask this particular question: how do we apply for the DHL integration if we already have a Fygaro account?
All right. For that one, I will encourage you to contact our support team. So support@fygaro.com, and they'll provide you the form you'll need to fill in so that we can reach out to DHL and have somebody reach back to you.
All right. So Tonyan asked one, this is my final question. Tonyan has asked, can I open just one account, as in Jamaican or USD, or do I need both? Do I need a Jamaican account or a USD account when operating, having a Fygaro account?
So Tony and everyone else, it depends on you really. You can just have a Jamaican account and the funds will be credited in Jamaican. If you're only selling in Jamaican, you can have a Jamaican account only. But if you also have prices in US and Jamaican, you can choose to have a Jamaican account only, and the US sales will be converted and credited to your Jamaican account the next working day, just like everything else. Or if you have a US account, then we credit the US account with your US sales and your Jamaican account with your Jamaican sales. And that doesn't mean you can only accept US cards or Jamaican cards. No, we accept all major currencies. So if it's a Canadian card, a pound sterling card, and it doesn't matter. We'll be able to process those transactions, and we'll be able to accept cards, MasterCard, Visa, KeyCard. We'll be able to accept all those through the Fygaro platforms. And if you're using our customized integration, we're also able to accept Quisp as well.
All right. So thank you so much for all of these questions. Attendees, I know you still have more questions. There are a lot more questions coming at us. So what I will say is, Gregory, you need to have part 2 to this session. People have a lot of questions asking, and honestly, we cannot answer them in the hour that we have. But what I will say is, we do have access to our chat log, and so we will send all of the questions to you so you can address, your team can support and really provide your customers and prospective customers with the feedback that they desperately need. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you so much for participating in this session and leading out and really providing a lot of information about e-commerce solutions that are available to entrepreneurs here in Jamaica, business people who are seeking to ensure that they do what's best for their businesses. I really do appreciate that you provided such detailed information, because it wasn't just high level, it wasn't just a presentation with a deck and you were just giving us information from there, but you were engaging with your customers, and we are glad that we were a part of this. I will also say to our audience, so a few things. One, this session is recorded, and so you will be able to access this content on YouTube. Once you follow our Facebook or Instagram page or LinkedIn page for JCS, you will see a post telling you exactly where to go so you can watch this content again and again and again to ensure that you didn't miss anything, that you'll get the information there. As well as, I will say, I have to share this, NCB is also one of our partners for our upcoming event, Biz Tech 2020, which happens next week, November 17th to the 19th. And so you will be getting even more informative presentations from them next week, particularly on day 2. So if you do have more questions, trust me, there will be a session from NCB about their solutions and also how they really have been working to support their customers, whether SME to the average man on the street, with their solution. So please feel free to register. I'm going to drop the link
Well,
right now so you
thank
can
you very
register.
much, Cheryl. Can I just say a few last words?
Sure, you
So,
can go right ahead with your words.
as Ariel said, Figaro has a strong value proposition, and it's not for everyone at the same time. And so we have a number of options. So we have a marketplace options, and we have a number of merchants who provide marketplace. So like schoolfeepayments.com. So if you have a school and you don't want to have your own website, you can be listed on School Fee Payments. We have 7Crave. We have Quick Plate. We have a number of merchants. We have ShopQ Mall. So if you're a small merchant, you may not necessarily want to go ahead and do your own thing. No, you could consider that, or you can even do both. So like, just think of when a customer is looking to buy a pair of shoes. They can go on Amazon and search for sneakers, or they can go on Nike. It's a similar concept. If you list on a marketplace, you can reach some customers as well for like schoolfeepayment.com. Or if you want a customized offering, you can also do that. It depends entirely on your business needs. NCB is the number one in e-commerce, and we continue to evolve, and we continue to make things easier for you, like even doing recurring payments. And there are many use cases we can share, like churches that are doing services online now on Facebook. You can go online and use the payment button, like the open payment button, to throw your tithes or offering or whatever donation or Kiwanis Club or Rotary Club. And there are also many other cases, but we're here to assist, because with NCB, you'll never miss a sale online.
All right. So thank you. Thank you again, gentlemen, Gregory and Ariel. And thank you for every participant, whether you placed your questions or you just were listening in. We really appreciate that you joined us for the entire hour, guys. Thank you for joining us for your lunch hour. I hope you actually had your lunches, but if not, head over, get your lunches wherever you need to get them, and have a great rest of the afternoon, everyone.
Thank you very much.